explained by an idiot. Thank you, hi boy. Let's see what's going on,
Welcome to a very
man.
silent location. Post-apocalyptic America. Midget running around a pharmacy. But actually, he's a kid, and he sits down next to his sister, and they throw up gang signs, aka they use sign language to
Quiet Place
communicate.
was a
Because
zombie
A,
movie.
she's a deaf bitch, and B, there are giant fucking monsters roaming around with super hearing that kill anything that makes too loud of a noise. Probably should have led with that. Now let's meet the rest of the genetically related gang. Emily Bunt, who's very silently scavenging meds for her third dumbass child, and Jimbo, the sperm provider. And it's time to get to go. But right before they leave, the smallest Krasinski almost drops a toy and wants to take it home with him. But then Jim takes it and defuses the bomb, saying that it's too loud and that he can't have it, using gang signs, of course. But why not give it to him now, degenerate Jim? The batteries are out, the bomb is defused. What the fuck? He's just gonna take it as soon as you turn your back, which you do, you fucking moron. But hey, what do you know? I was wrong.
Maybe because he wanted
His
to drop
dumbass
it?
sister gives it to him. Then she turns her back on him too to leave. And what do you think he does? He takes the fucking batteries. Why is everybody turning their back on this idiot 5-year-old shithead? I can already tell that stupidity runs deep in this family.
So
anyway,
the
they walk
kid
home
is
and they
deaf?
thought of almost everything on how to travel silently and safe, like walking barefoot to make less noise and walking on pre-laid sand to make even less noise. But emphasis on the almost everything, because they're traveling in the wrong order here. The right order is supposed to be parent up front leading the party and parent in the back watching the kids do possibly loud antics and stopping them from doing that so they don't fucking die. Which in all honesty might have avoided what was about to happen next. Which is dumb infant who's traveling at the back of the pack puts a battery in the toy and makes a noise and gets rugby tackled slash fucking deaded by a sound horn monster despite his dad's best efforts to save him. Which by the way, he was the furthest away and he had to put down his other sick child and run over to get him while his wife was just standing there like a buffoon. I mean, it's not like she could have saved him either, but still, how is this helping? You're not screaming, okay cool, when that actually would have helped because, you know, self-sacrifice and all. And wait, no, why don't they have a monkey bomb? Y'all never play COD Zombies. It's been like 89 days since the apocalypse started, right? And no one has thought of it. I hate this family. I hate this family so much. I hope they all die.
It's like they never played Black Ops. Like, what the fuck?
Here's a shot that basically screams movie exposition at you, so just pause the video here and absorb this information because I'm too lazy to fucking explain it. They're living on their farm in the basement of their barn, I think, trying to find help on radio signals and shit, and the mother's prego, not the wisest choice to have a baby in such a predicament, as I'm sure they are aware, but whatever, maybe they ran out of condoms and birth control miscarriage, or Jim forgot about the oldest birth control trick in the book.
Now I see why they called him the sperm provider, because
doesn't matter
useless.
though, they seem prepared with soundproofing and stuff, and they eat fish. Kids play Monopoly. Monopoly does its job of ruining families, because a dumb kid accidentally knocks down this fire light. I forgot what its name was called. Lantern? Doesn't matter, that's not important, because it made a noise and fire, which Jim puts out, and he tells him to shut the fuck up. They hear a noise, and he looks out the window, and he's definitely getting jump scared by something here. Yep, there you go. Predictable as fuck. A couple raccoons drop down, fall off the roof, or whatever, and while they're wandering off, talking about doing ASMR by rubbing their stillborn's head against the microphone, they catch these hands from the sound whores.
Does this hurt, by the way?
Later on in the basement of their old house, dad trying to fix deaf bitch's hearing aid because it's been broken for a while. When mom comes in and they dance, next day they do the huge. Lay down sand, pregnancy checks, boring stuff, you know. And a deaf kid wants to go into the basement of their old house, which the kids are not allowed into for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's too squeaky or noisy or whatever. But she's being really careful to step on the non-squeaky spots of the floor that are pre-marked, which they only could have done using trial and error, which makes me ask how the fuck they did not die while making these. Maybe the squeaks were low volume, whatever. Her dad stops her from going
facts! Like, what? Nah, hold on. Hold on, there's hella indiscrepancies. I mean, I guess there really are in a lot of movies. It's kind of crazy how they're able to kind of trick your emotions in your eyes into not really paying attention too much. I feel like you have to watch a lot of these movies like back a lot to truly see what you kind of missed or what you didn't miss, you know?
And she gets mad and throws a whole I'm not a kid anymore shindig, you feel me? He don't care though, and he tries to put that new hearing aid that he made for her in her head, but she doesn't want her. Like, Dad, swear to God, if you don't stop touching me, I'm gonna call CPS. So he just gives it to her in her hand, like, fine, my bad for trying to help out, have fun being a kid, bitch. Meanwhile, other kid getting homeschooled and gets called for a field trip with his dad, but he doesn't want to go because he's a massive pussy. His sister got more balls than him, however, and wants to go, but Jim's like, no, you have to stay with your mom, which makes her even more angry, slightly more angry. You do realize that you could just tell her that you want to do stuff with him that requires people with functional ears. That'll make all this crap much easier, Jiminy dipshit. Anyway, she huffs and puffs away, but he goes off to the river to get some fish, and Jimmy tells his son about this high-level strat where if you have a louder noise next to you, you can make smaller noises and be safe and don't die. Which makes sense, I guess. Also, the monsters must have learned
maybe that's how they did
loud,
the foot
constant noise of this waterfall, so they go and talk a bit over there, and they can scream and do whatever the fuck they want because it's loud waterfall. They talk about deaf brother and deaf sister. Meanwhile, deaf sister tried the new hearing aid thingy, but it doesn't work. Wait, is she snapping her fingers? Isn't that a bit risky? By the way, what if someone makes an involuntary noise like a sneeze or a cough or a hiccup? Can't control that. Dude, Taco Bell killed someone. Definitely in this movie. Someone's had either an avalanche triggering fart or a jet engine diarrhea and died.
Why
I
would
guarantee
they?
it. So
How
she
is
can
Taco
hear,
Bell being cooked right now?
What does she decide to do next? Naturally, in an apocalypse, you run away. Genius move, kiddo. Real smart shit. She goes to where her little bro died. They have like a shrine there for him, and I don't know how she has the confidence in this wire being the one for the toy speaker, but she does. She cuts it and turns it on to pay respect for her little bro. Meanwhile, squared, Mama was doing laundry in the basement of the house, and the laundry sack gets caught on something, and in her infinite stupidity, she pulls on it. Yeah, because that's gonna increase the likelihood of having a quiet outcome to this fucking problem. Also, your tired final stage of pregnancy ass is exerting unnecessary effort here, because you could just give it some slack and unhook it. Where's the common sense? And another thing that irks me, this nail's supposed to be hammered down, right? But for this to happen, it has to have what I like to call considerable poke, which would also make it visible in, say, a shot like this. But it isn't. In other words, fuck this movie right
Oh my god, she's gonna step on it?
Back, they found a Hale Bailey Jackson who sat over his dead wife, I think, and his mouth does his transformation like he's about to yell. Man, look at that thing go. He lets out a big... Then them here boys run away to hide, then Jackson gets fucked by a sound whore, thus completing an utterly useless scene in this movie, but whatever allowed me to do this meme, and I'm gonna stop talking to this hillbilly fuckwat.
Maybe this is like the boy turns to the man scene, you know?
She goes into labor, or her water breaks. I don't know if that's the same thing or not, but you get it.
Yeah,
baby time
on
is
the
upon
floor.
us. And on her way down to the basement to turn on the emergency light, she steps on that nail. This is right about where all the plebs go. However, I don't really care, fuck that bitch. She drops a frame of her dead kid, i.e. she makes a noise and pulls her foot out the fucking nail. I forgot the word. She turns on the emergency lights, then sees a sound hose sneaking up on her, so she reaches for the alarm clock thingy as a distraction. Monkey bomb. Finally, thank God, she does something smart. And when it goes off, she runs upstairs to give birth in the bathtub. Now, at the same time, the dudes arrived and they saw the oh shit light, so the kid gets sent off to launch some fireworks to draw the attention of the sound horse away from mommy. She takes that opportunity and screams her lungs out, uses the knowledge of her 3 previous trials to speedrun childbirth. I like to imagine that the kid shot her with a JJ. Tony Hawk ramped it off the tub and into her arms, kind of like this.
Nah, bro. Nah,
that's just me. Also, it's kind of impossible because it taps in the way, so yeah. Anywho, Jim's there with a shotgun. Pretty sure he's not stepping on any of the predetermined unsqueaky spots, yet we hear no squeaks. How odd. However, there are fireworks going off, so he finds his wife and newborn fetus in the shower and carries them both into the basement of his barn, puts the baby in a soundproof box with oxygen, links his wife to sleep a bit, and the soundproofing has worked. They can speak normally without getting caught by the roaming sound whore. Good for them. She wakes up and talks about her dead kid like, I could have carried him, I could have done so and so. He like, nah, it's not your fault. Yeah, Toots, he's right, it's not your fault. Alone, it's entire family's fault. Also, stop getting pregnant for fuck's sake. Should have taken the hint when your kid died. Two's enough, woman. Anyway, Dad goes to look for his other kids while water starts flooding into the basement. I'm guessing this is something to do with the laundry or the monster ripping a pipe. I don't fucking know. Doesn't matter. Let's go to the kids for a second. Because dumbass bitch boy got scared and ran into the fucking cornfield, slamming into a tractor, which is the dumbest idea ever because that is loud as balls and I don't know how he's not dead here. Who cares? His sister who was chilling at her dead bro's cross saw the fireworks, came over and had a close encounter with a sound whore where the frequency of her AIDS hearing pissed it off, and then she finds her alive brother and waits for their dad on top of this corn seed container thingy with a fire, arguing like that ain't coming, he hates me. Yes, he's coming and he loves you, bitch, relax. Then they both end up almost drowning in seed dipshit by accident and deaf girl on purpose to go down and save him, which prompts a sound creeper that was about to kill mom and fetus in the flooding basement to come and attack them, but the hearing thingamabob does his shtick and pisses off the sound whore again. Then they find their dad and he tells them to hide in his old truck. Deaf bitch turns her hearing aid off because it pisses her off too, but that in turn allows the sound creeper to attack them freely when dad makes a tiny noise and tells her that he always loved her and prepares to make a really loud noise to sacrifice himself for his kids, instead of at least trying to throw the axe at the shed to make a noise and possibly get away with his life. What a fucking idiot chromosome collector. Also, really? That's a noise you go for in your final moments on this earth? I would have gone for something like,
called it a bitch.
You called it a hoe?
Yeah, I would have called it a slut.
You fucking...
Damn, he just stood there and took it?
Roll down the hill to the house where mom was in the basement watching all this unfold on the security cameras, meets up with them, takes them into the basement. Girlie's sad because
now they have a shotgun all of a sudden?
Threatening and fucking scary shit, right? And the deaf kid figures out that the hearing aid is their weakness and it pisses them off and shit. And I seriously cannot believe that the human race had enough time and resources to print out motherfucking newspapers, but nobody thought to sensory overload the one sense that these creatures rely on the most. I mean, come on, you flashbang people, for crying out loud.
Yeah,
I'm
no
just gonna
cap,
pretend that there is exactly one specific frequency that pisses them off and that the entire family had 1,000 four-leaf clovers shoved up all their anuses when Jimmy Neutron was trying to make that fucking hearing aid and he miraculously landed on that one fucking frequency. And I'm just gonna, this is not worth it. I'm moving on. It's almost over. Dev kid turns it on, puts it to the speaker, its face anus opens up and every gamer knows that that is its weak spot. You shoot it there and she blows its so-called face off, but that triggers 2 more sound whores to run over to them, so they prepare to kill them too.
But isn't the angry thing on the speakers?
This movie gets 18 prosthetic limbs out of 3 wooden eyes.
Yeah, that was stupid. That was so stupid. Oh my god, I'm so happy I've never seen that movie.